Welcome back to Call for Help. Just because you didn't go on that tropical vacation in the South Pacific you told all your friends you were going to be going on next week doesn't mean you can't have pictures from the trip. DV Garage's Alex Lindsay's here to show you how to Photoshop yourself into any exotic vacation setting. We did this, Alex, with a blue screen.
Yeah, we had a big blue screen, and my kids have a blue screen, because every kid.
Your kid has a blue screen?
Right, every kid should have a blue screen. Anyway, so
the dad works for Lucasfilm. All right.
So, but a lot of people were emailing and saying, well, I don't have a blue screen. What do I do?
Yeah.
What happens if I have a photo that my kids?
This is a beautiful photo.
Yeah, so I have this great photo of my kids.
But they're in Pittsburgh.
They're in the backyard somewhere.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's not exciting, and they live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Nothing's wrong with Pittsburgh.
No.
Many people vacation in Pittsburgh.
It's very nice.
However, we'd like to send them somewhere a little more exotic.
San Francisco. Bring them here. Bring them home. So,
the city of brotherly love. No, that's Philadelphia.
All right, so
unless you're down in the Castro, but that's another matter. Ooh. All right, so what are we going to do to make this a blue screen? Because you've got stuff behind them there.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do some what we call channel operations. We're going to manipulate the channels to get what we want. Now, if we look
this is the most advanced and the most valuable skill in Photoshop. I know, because Bertman Roy's first book was Channel Chops.
Channel Chops,
and all about channels.
And I just finished a whole disc which is all about how to do this.
So one of your new instructional.
It's actually on the web on this month, and it's all about extractions. And
knowing how to use channels is it?
It's a huge piece of Photoshop. It's actually the most important.
When you say channels, you mean color channels, right?
Well, there's a lot of different kinds of channels, but what we're talking about today is the color channels.
Okay.
So now what we're going to do is if we look at them, these are the different. This is where the red is. This is where the green is.
So there's three different tracks in every picture: a red, green, and blue track.
Or it can be lots of different things, but generally when you open an image, it'll be RGB.
And the full cut image is composed of those three.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what they are is where it's white, there's a lot of blue. In the blue section.
See, this doesn't look blue to me at all, but it's not supposed to be blue.
It's representing the level of blue in each area.
So the whiter it is, the more blue.
And here you have the red.
The redder it is, the more.
And white is a combination of all of it. So you'll get. That's why a bunch of them might be white.
Right.
If it's really a white shirt.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to manipulate these, and so I'm going to copy this. I'm just dragging this down to the copy
channel
to the new channel, and it makes a copy of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to grab the blue one and do the same thing.
Okay.
So now I have a copy of each one.
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mix these two channels together.
Oh, you dog, you.
I got all kinds.
What's that going to do?
So I'm going to use this is the oldest, by the way. We're going back into ancient Photoshop.
The good old days.
Back when I
used to do channel chopping.
Exactly. And this is what this is called as calculations. This is actually how old, like the first digital composites were done, and that's what this came from. And what I can say is take the red copy and the blue copy and only lighten them. So what it's doing, if I turn the preview on and off, you see how his shirt gets brighter?
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is create a black and white image, one that represents where the kids are, where it's white.
Right.
And dark area in the outside where we don't want them. We want it to be black.
So will this only work if the background is darker than the foreground?
Or it has to be one way or the other.
But there has to be a difference in brightness and luminance between the two different layers.
In this case, in one of the channels.
In this technique.
But in any one of the channels.
Oh, all right.
Right. So you have lots of options.
So if there's if they're at a playground and there's a lot of a blue sky or something, then that you could use that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now what we'll do is we'll say okay. And we've now made his shirt brighter, so we're getting closer to white. So we've gotten more white here than what it was before. Here's before and after.
All right, good. All right.
So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build what we call a garbage mask, which this is just the polygon tool. And I'm just going to drag real quickly.
Just kind of the cruddiest thing you can do.
It's just getting rid of the garbage.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be, you can be in a rush. You just kind of just grab stuff here.
All right.
And we're going to.
So it's kind of a preliminary elimination of the background.
Exactly. You don't want to do any more work. The only thing that matters is the edges.
Got it.
Okay, so now I'm going to go up to select and go to inverse and just fill with black. And by clicking on, make sure the black's in the foreground. Now if I hit Option and Delete, it'll just fill it with black.
Good. We've gotten rid of it.
So now we're getting closer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my levels. Now levels, once again, adjust the black and white points. So I'm going to move, by moving my black point up, I now have less.
Oh, look, wait a minute, you already got an edge.
I started getting an edge because now I've pushed some of that background, down.
So by brightening the kids, Now you can say, well, I'm going to get rid of the stuff that's dark.
Right. So now I push the kids up a little bit and push the background down a little bit. Now there's a couple areas here that are still a problem.
But we did get an edge on a lot of it. Though.
A lot of it.
Wow.
See, and we haven't done any cutting. We haven't used the lasso tool.
And
we
it's
haven't
pretty
used,
good edge too.
Yeah. If we zoom in on it, it's actually.
You know what would be hard is her hair.
Really,
for instance, if you go up to the top where she's got hair, that's always the hardest thing in the world.
That's the hardest. And now we still got some of the background that's hidden in there. Now watch this.
Okay.
This is the big.
This is magic.
Key.
Here's where the magic happens.
This is the burn tool. There's a dodge and burn. Okay, and what it'll do is I can say, make the shadows darker, but leave the highlights alone.
Okay.
So now watch what happens. If I just take this and just go like this, it's not affecting the hair.
Oh, you're right.
It's simply
just
affecting the background.
So the lighter stuff is unmodified, just the darker stuff.
And so now you can kind of paint, but you can.
But you don't have to do the little fiddly.
Look, see, like I'm not trying to. I'm not being very precise.
Look at that.
I'm just simply pushing this in.
Oh man!
And
Look at that.
So now, you know, let me back up a little.
You got a good edge.
So now I have a pretty good edge. You know, there. Now I need to bring the kids up. You know, because they're still dark areas in the center.
We want them
to be all white.
Okay.
So now I just simply go to dodge.
You dodge the light stuff.
And I dodge the light stuff.
So you're eliminating the color. What we really want to do is get just a cutout.
Right. Black and white cutout. Now I'm not going to do this the whole way through. But watch what happens when I go over the edge. Boom! It makes the highlight. But I'm not.
It doesn't modify anything.
I don't have to sit there and go right along the edges.
Look at how her hair is preserved, and that's the hardest thing. You cannot do that.
See, so now I can just simply do this. Okay. So now if I do that,
you'll get it all. What's it going to look like when you get it?
It looks like that.
Okay, got it.
And it's just more scribbling to do that. So now I'm going to load this mask as a selection. So I just dragged it
to the selection.
Just dragged it to make selection, and I'm going to go into my layers, and here. So now I have that selection has been loaded.
Now we're going to inverse it to get rid of the background, yeah?
Well, no, we're actually going to we're going to
cut that.
We're going to make a copy of the background and load it as a mask. So now it doesn't look like anything happened, but when I turn this on, so this is that mat is attached now to them, and I can still do more work on it if I need to because I've kept it separate.
Right.
So so that's the the next piece.
You could touch it up if you need to, and now you can put anything else behind it.
Exactly. So if I drag it up here and I turn on the background.
There it is, San Francisco.
You can see San Francisco. I can add a little grain.
That's so great.
And that starts to, fit them right into the.
And you can put them anywhere. And once you've done that mask, you can put that picture in anything.
The key is, if you find a great photo, what you can do is you do all the work on it to make it just right. You know, all the little edges are just right.
But then that's your template.
And then you save it and you just drop them into wherever you go. And
I love it.
And so it
looks like they're at the top of the mark there.
It's
that's great, right on Nob Hill. If you want to Photoshop your photos this way, you can review his tip or any of Alex's past tips at our website, techtv.com/call-for-help. That's where you'll find a link for the new Photoshop tutorials.
And there's a coupon.
A coupon, even
better. There's a coupon. It ends end of this week, I think.
So do it now.
And it's like $20 off for the. It's like
because you got all these tutorials on the DVD.
This one is on CD. It's QuickTimes. I have a much more detailed version of this that really walks you through it. Plus another 4 hours of stuff.
Coupons on the website. Save $20 at techtv.com/call-for-help. Thanks, Alex.
You're welcome.
dvgarage.com. Coming up next, customize Apple's web browser. Kat's going to show you how to put the jungle in Safari. And we still got a bunch of calls to answer, so stay right here. We will be right back.